It's tens of thousands of pro-Israel people finally come out in Washington, D.C. The news has been dominated by all these left-wing pro-Palestinian clown show so-called protests where they engage in violence and threats. Notice what happened in Washington, D.C. We had almost 300,000 pro-Israel people file into the streets, and not a single example of beatings or hostility or threats. Very, very adult, very what protest should be. Everybody has the right to peacefully protest, and unfortunately, it's only the pro-Israel people who are doing it. Take a look at the video coverage we have.
The nation's capital was on high alert today as tens of thousands converged on the National Mall to show support for Israel.
A tsunami of hate has crashed down upon us.
Actress Deborah Messing was among the speakers calling for the release of the hostages.
Our light will shine until the darkness is defeated.
The Department of Homeland Security termed the rally a Level 1 security event, the highest risk assessment, due to the disturbing wave of anti-Semitism sweeping America in the wake of the war. Our Allison Hall is there.
People from across the country are gathered here on the National Mall to unite in solidarity, showing their support for Israel. The atmosphere here is surprisingly light and hopeful, singing, cheering, and chanting.
Rally-goers came on convoys of buses from across America, and some on planes.
As Prime Minister Netanyahu says so well, this is a fight between good and evil, between light and darkness, between civilization and barbarism. The calls for a ceasefire are outrageous.
Our commitment to Israel's security is ironclad. And let me be clear, Israel has an absolute right to defend itself against Hamas terror.
You know, this is really important to see, I think. And doesn't it tell you everything you need to know, Jake, that the threat is not 300,000 people protesting for Israel? The highest security grade level, because the monsters on the other side, the percentage that they might attack or disrupt, that tells you everything you have to know about the two sides of this conflict.
The nature of leftism, the nature of wokeism in the world today. It is a vile philosophy that is not only anti-America, but anti-Israel, anti-Jewish. It's the anti-Judeo-Christian worldview. It is hell-bent on destroying the heavenly values that's reflected by the God of Israel. It really is very refreshing, by the way, Duke, to see this. You know, the Torah, the Old Testament says, God says, I will bless those that bless thee, and I will curse those that curse thee. And America, in many ways, since Harry S. Truman recognized the state of Israel in 1948, to me has been profoundly blessed because of that association, because of that commitment to the people of Israel. And yet within our own nation right now, and as you know, around the world, there is this vile Jew hate that permeates in capitals from London to Paris to Brussels to Sydney. And this is a beautiful contrast to see that just like in America, where there's millions and millions of us that love this country, that love God Almighty, that love traditional classic conservative and classic liberal values, there are millions who support Israel and the Jewish people.